Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. How the devil are you? Today I thought I'd just do a short vlog. I haven't really got an awful lot to talk about, but I thought I'd discuss just a few things. In fact, there's two things I want to talk about, and we shall get on with it. So yeah, um, on Friday, I was watching the Friday Waffle, which Main Meister does. He does him every single Friday, or at least most Fridays. And he was talking about something which made my blood boil, to say the least. And you know what? Yeah, he made a rant about it, and I can't, I can't argue because what he told me I don't, it absolutely disgusts me. I like I say, this isn't. I mean, this isn't the first time that grifting has happened. I mean, it happens virtually all the time. But I don't know. This was something that I thought I want to give my 2 cents on. So anyway, yeah. So basically, some YouTuber, um, yeah, they bought an old computer, which you do if you're into that sort of thing. If you're into the hobby. So yeah, so they bought this computer, and it came with like a tape player. Unfortunately, the tape player that they had was struggling to load the games that they had. So they thought that it would be a good idea to not replace it, but to get like one of them like SD, well, get like a flash card or whatever, and put like ROMs and games onto an SD card, which I mean that's fine and dandy. I mean, I think that's probably a good route to go. But here's the thing. Um, the thing is, they decided to set up a GoFundMe account, and I mean, depending on what the situation is with certain people, fair enough. But what he wanted to use the GoFundMe for? That's right. He wanted people to buy him like SD cards and a flash card for his computer, and I'm like, you know what? If you're doing the hobby, for God's sake, pay up. I mean, if you're in the hobby for a reason, and if you're willing to pay a shitload of money for a computer, what's stopping you from not buying a bloody flash card and like SD cards like download ROMs on? I mean, it's inexpensive if you've invested in that money. But the problem is there are people out there during this cost of living crisis who are not willing to fork out their money because some are out there. They are finding it really difficult to make ends meet, and the last thing that they want to hear is someone begging for a piece of inexpensive equipment that they can easily afford themselves. And I'm like, you can get stuff. I mean, I haven't got a problem using GoFundMe, but it's the way that these despicable cunts. I'm sorry for my language, but yeah, it absolutely winds me up, and that I don't understand why people are so fucking greedy and selfish. I mean, the world would be a much better place without them, but unfortunately, we don't live in a society like that because society is a bit fucked nowadays. Let's be honest with you. I don't know when. I know it's going down. It's going downhill, and it's a hill that they keep falling down. Yeah, I mean, yes, I know there are great people out there, but then when you hear stuff like that taking advantage of those who were less fortunate during the cost of living crisis, that's uh, that's just unacceptable. I mean, it just makes me so angry because like I say, there are people they are trying their absolute hardest to get on with their life, you know. But if you're into a hobby like collecting video games, you know full well that it isn't a cheap one. I know. I've been through the collecting malarkey and all that lot, and I realised that even though I do enjoy video games and still do, my opinions on collecting have changed drastically over the years. And I remember thinking to myself when I got into it, like I'm gonna buy everything, but in reality, I just realised that it was something that I couldn't see myself doing. So I decided not to be a collector, just be casual because I had more fun doing that, and I'm having more fun now as I did when I started collecting. I don't know. I mean, I've been buying stuff as a kid since like the 2000s and all that lot, and it's just spiraled out of control. Whatever pocket money I used to get, but I don't know. My viewing on gaming has changed quite a lot, and people like that, in some ways, they've honestly they've really put me off. I mean, they've really put me off gaming a little bit. I mean, I will love gaming forever and ever, but sometimes when you hear stuff like it does, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it affects you mentally, but it does make you question your life choices, and you're thinking, why am I collecting if I know if I'm not going to play a certain game on a computer? But the thing is, people who want others to pay for their shit now, you can fuck off. I'm sorry. There's no way of buts about it. If you could buy an expensive computer, why not an SD card? I mean, they're as cheap as chips. They really, really are. Okay, it's not as bad as the Lady Decade situation from last year. You all know about that. Richard's in bits. Yeah, I mean that never gets old. That one, but I mean, the fact that she was like saying that, oh, I can't afford £500, even though she's like sat behind the wall of like games that I don't know, they'll probably cost more than what I will probably earn in a year's work. Because I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. But then it goes. You get these fucking white knights. Yeah, all they see is a massive pair of knockers, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't even know what you're saying. Here, have my money. Well, you know what? That's the last thing anyone should do during this cost of living malarkey. If you've got money, fucking use your money wisely. Because if you're not going to use your money wisely, well, your future isn't going to be going particularly well, though, is it? Yeah. And then a second thing you mentioned, though, was some person was like, they had this like sealed copy of Tetris for the Game Boy, which bear in mind, yeah, the description said that it's in good condition, not mint condition. And guess what? They want to sell it for an eye-watering price of £1,200. Like, what the hell? Tetris is the most popular, the best-selling game for the Game Boy. Let's be honest with you, it's the best-selling game for that. Every Game Boy was packed with Tetris, or at least a good chunk of them were. And that they want to sell that. Oh yeah, a sealed copy of Tetris that isn't in mint condition for that price. I mean, I honestly believe that if you're going to buy a video game, the main purpose of a video game is to play it, not so it looks nice on my lovely shelf. Woo. Yeah, for God's sake, whatever. I know I'm like most people. Whatever stuff I buy, I intend to use it. And if it's not for me, I will either get rid of it or will pass it on to someone who I know will get more pleasure out of it than I will. Like I mean, I've given my brother like a PlayStation 4 for his nephew and niece because I was barely playing on it. But that's it. If you're going to if you're going to buy something, fucking use it. Put it to good use, not not as some like vanity thing. I mean, yeah, as I say, it's a video game, not a statue or an expensive piece of furniture. And then the thing is, was it in its original cellophane, or was it, or did someone decide to rewrap it in cellophane, not the original like cellophane from when the game was first out? It does make you think. And then obviously, if some dickhead will see the price of that, they're thinking that, oh, this person's selling it for such and such price, then I must sell it for that too. Even though, like I say, Tetris is the most common game for the Game Boy. I mean, okay, maybe the second, depending on how many copies Pokemon Red and Blue sold, because that was a really big game back in the day. And yeah, I don't know. I enjoy video games and the community, but when you hear stuff like that, it sickens you. It really does. And oh, it just makes me so mad. It's like uh, it's like what some people do with football shirts on eBay. I know some absolute wankers do, and this annoys me. They sell fake football shirts, trying to pass it off as the real thing, and charge just as much as it would for an authentic shirt. Yeah, the worst examples of this for football shirts are like Barcelona, Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal. Yeah, all the big teams. Yeah, all the teams that, like I say, some of the most supported teams in the world. But I have no idea. I think I better move away from that because yeah. So anyway, now we're on to the pickups, and believe it or not, they're all DVD. I mean, originally, my plan was to replace all of my DVDs with Blu-rays on VHS, but I decided, you know what? I'm not particularly bothered about that. If it's a film I really like, or a film that I've not seen before, regardless of what media it's on, doesn't matter if it's VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray, I'll buy it. I know. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? I know I got rid of most of my DVDs except for like the box sets. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not asked anymore. As long as it works, that's all that really matters. And I'm not the sort of person who's fussed about what quality it's in. Like if it's 720, 1080p, 4K. If it does the job, it does the job, and I'm happy. I'm not one of these. I'm not exactly I don't know. I'm not one of these people who are interested in specs. I'm not one of these snobs like just "Hmm, oh yeah, it has to be in 4K. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, no, it doesn't. If you enjoy it, then enjoy it. That's all that really matters. So what? How many have we got here? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Um, I mean, nine of these are movies, and one is a TV show that I have not watched in a very long time. So, anyway, so yeah, the first film, yeah, I absolutely loved this film when I was a kid. This is from 2002, and yeah, one of my favorite films with Sacha Baron Cohen. Even though Borat is my favorite film of his, this isn't far off. I used to absolutely love this film as a kid, and I've watched it again. It's still pretty damn funny. It's still almost as funny as I remember it. and it's of course it's Ali G in the house. Oh yeah, I used to absolutely love this. I don't know. And the thing is, I like the TV show of it, but I don't. I actually preferred the film of it though. It's just one of those ones. Sorry for the lighting. The weather's been a bit up and down. One minute it goes really bright like it is now, and then other times it goes really dark. But yeah, this is an absolutely quality film. I mean, I understand that it may not be your cup of tea, but I don't know. I like most of Sacha Baron Cohen stuff, most of his stuff anyway, and because the DVD in here and everything. Yeah, just a standard DVD case. But yeah, I always crack up at the intro of it. I don't know why. Yeah, the intro where he's listening to Jungle is massive. Yeah, him driving his car. I don't know why. It makes me crack up. And next we've got another Sacha Baron Cohen film, and I remember not being the biggest fan of this one when it first came out, but I'm willing to give it another shot. And it is the film Bruno. So yeah, I remember the first time watching it, I didn't make it halfway through the film, but I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot again. I know it is the film. I'm not really going to talk much about these films because I'm trying to not like spoil them for people who've never watched them, but I'm sure most people have. And now we've got two Carry On films, and yeah, I love a bit of Sid James. I mean, who doesn't? And all the other cast like Kenneth Williams. But yeah, the first Carry On film we got is from 1961. I think it is. Anyway. Oh, no, 1959. It says there. Carry On regardless. Yeah, I just enjoy most of the Carry On films. I mean, some of the later ones, even a few of the early ones were a bit naff. I mean, yeah, I know this isn't the best Carry On film, but I don't. I still enjoy it. So there's that. I mean, it's part of like the yeah. I just enjoy all these films, most of them, and also, but one of my absolute favorite ones is Carry On Cleo. I never thought I'd walk into a charity shop and find the Carry On films, but I just absolutely love it. And this, honestly, I'd rather watch this than Elizabeth Taylor's Cleopatra. I seriously would. Yeah, if it's got Sid James and Kenneth Williams, Jim, yeah, Jim Dale and Joan Sims, if it's got them in, yeah, that's enough for me to getting not enough enjoyment from that. But yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite Carry On films. It could even be my favorite one. I'm not too sure, but anyway, there we go. And next we got a film which I remember quite liking this film for whatever reason. It's a film with Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway, and it's from 2006, and that is the film The Devil Wears Prada. I don't know. This film is a bit of a. I don't know. This film's a bit of a guilty pleasure. I do genuinely like this one, but I know it's based off the novel, which I've never even read. Heck, I didn't even know it was based off a novel after this film. Yeah, just it is one of the best films. Yeah, Meryl Streep's ever been in. I don't even know if it's my favorite film of hers, but you know. Yeah, and this was at a time before Anne Hathaway went a bit weird. I know a lot of them. So yeah, I know in this film, as assistant to impossibly demanding New York fashion magazine editor Miranda Priestley, yeah, who's well Meryl Streep. young Andy Sachs, Anne Hathaway, has landed a job that million girls would die for. Unfortunately, a heaven sent appointment as Miranda's personal whipping girl just might be the death of her. Featuring that standout performances by Stanley Tucci, or is it Tucci? But I think it's Tucci. Yeah, and Emily Blunt, yeah, she was in it before she went a bit weird, but I don't know. It's just a fun film, and it's one I do genuinely like. Now we have got three Disney films. I regret getting rid of some of these like films as a kid because I had them had major I had two of these on VHS. One of them I didn't, but I remember watching it in school and I enjoyed it. But yeah, the first Disney film. This is my favorite Disney film of all time. I have always loved this film since a child, and that is the original Jungle Book from 1967. Oh yeah, I absolutely love this film. I don't know if I've seen it God knows how many times. It has my favorite songs in it from like any Disney, like the Bare Necessities and the what boo boo boo. I want to be like you boo boo. I just absolutely I just absolutely love this film to death, and yeah, I still think it's great. Yeah, and is inside like oh you can book a cruise holiday though to be fair be out of date by that point. But I love all the characters in that though. Good old Baloo, Bagheera and Shere Khan. But I don't know I don't know some of the villains in this like they used to scare me, but I don't absolutely love it. Next, we're going to 1994 for this one, and a certain Disney film with Jeremy Irons, Matthew Broderick, and it is of course it is the legendary Lion King, and this is in one of those like it's got a slipcase cover, so but I can't really complain, and it is the actual film itself. But yeah, I know. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, this may shock you. I never used to like The Lion King. I don't even know why. I have no idea. But but then in school though, at the end of the year, they made us watch The Lion King, and my opinions on it changed for the better. And ever since then, I've become to love it more and more and more. And this is probably I don't know. This could be my favorite Disney film from the Renaissance era. Though to be fair, Aladdin could be that if it's not The Lion King. What a film this is, honestly. And yeah, but yeah, my favorite characters in that. Not it's not Simba, not Mufasa. Uncle Scar is one of them, but the two best characters are uh, yeah, Timber and sorry, uh, Timon and Pumbaa. Yeah, especially when this in the song Makuna Matata was like, "When I was a young warthog." That is probably the worst impression going. It sounds like yeah, it sound when my impression sounded like Pumbaa with tonsillitis. Anyway, enough of that. And then the final Disney film, yeah, this film was like the first of the Renaissance era, which, for those who don't know, the Renaissance era from Disney lasted from like 1989 to 1999. Because obviously, Disney from like the 40s and the 60s were doing well, not so well in the 70s and 80s until this film, and this was a game changer for Disney when they were good, and that is The Little Mermaid, and yeah, this is an absolute classic. If you haven't seen this film, where the hell are you? I mean, no, we're not talking about the remake. I haven't watched it, and I am not wasting my fucking money to watch that heap of shite. How many remakes have Disney destroyed? Yeah, pretty much all of them. So that's that. But I know this is a 2 disc special edition. There's the first disc, which is like just the film itself, and then the second one is like bonus material where you got Flounder and Sebastian. Yeah, the 2 best characters in this film, bar none. I mean, I know she's one of the best characters in Disney though. Ariel and Ursula. I know she used to scare me when I was a kid, but I thought this is an absolutely phenomenal film. And a lot of people I speak to say that this is the greatest Disney film ever made. And I mean, it's up there. It really is. And then there's 2 more DVDs. Though what one movie and one TV show. And yeah, this is a trilogy of films. Probably some of the funniest, if not the funniest films to have ever been made. And that is, of course, that is the Naked Gun trilogy with Leslie Nielsen and O.J. Simpson. But yeah, we all know about O.J. Simpson, so I won't go there. But yeah, we got all 3 Naked Gun films. We got the first one from the files of the police squad. The first Naked Gun is easily the funniest one of the lot. I have watched this film. I've watched this film thousands of times. Still crack up every single time. I mean, the first one though is my favorite. Yeah, so the first one that Leslie Nielsen stars as police squad's own granite jawed rock brain cop, Frank Drebin, who bumbles across a mind control scheme to assassinate Queen Elizabeth. Priscilla Presley, O.J. Simpson, a stuffed beaver, 2 baseball teams, and an odd assortment of others join the wacko goings on and blow up the Lafayette to smithereens, which is good. And then there's the second one, Your Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. Yeah, Lieutenant Frank Drebin loves a mystery. Why we here? Is there life after sex? Yes, Drebin takes the big issues, and the biggest of all is how to stop the devious Quentin Hasberg's plan to destroy the environment, returning with Nielsen in this hilarious Naked Gun sequel, and Priscilla Presley as Jane, the woman who can melt a cheese sandwich for 20 paces, and George Kennedy as the intrepid Captain Ed Hocken. The gang's all here, so are the laughs. But yeah, I mean, the second one is almost as funny as the first one. And then Naked Gun 3, probably the least funny one, but still fantastic anyway. Yeah, which is a Naked Gun 33 and a third. I like how they just call it like that. It's just funny. Yeah, the final insult. Yeah, the last film in the series from 1994. But yeah, Oscar night. Who will win? Who will lose? And will someone please kick that numbskull off stage? Wait, that's no ordinary numbskull. That's Frank Drebin crashing the ceremonies to stop a terrorist plot that could mean curtains for him. Or will a simple window shade be enough? Yes, back for a hilarious three-peat and state-of-the-art advance in sequel numbering are the filmmakers you love. But yeah, I I could just talk about Naked Good films all day, but I haven't got all day, so there we go. And then the final DVD. This is a box set from a TV show I have not watched in quite a long time, and I do remember liking this. Yeah, it's a show. Yeah, it's a show that used to be on Channel 4, of all things. Yeah, I'm just picking up, making sure that everything is all intact, which it is. And that is, of course, that is the show with Simon Pegg, and that is the show Spaced, which I remember quite liking this back when I watched it years ago. I mean, I can't remember most of the episodes though. The one that sticks out in my mind is the episode where they're playing Tomb Raider 3 and they have no idea what they're doing, so he's just randomly he's in like he's in like the jungle level, which is like the first area of Tomb Raider 3. Like he just keeps drowning on the same spot. But yeah, what Spaced is, yeah. Spaced resolves around two idle 20-something flatmates, immature skateboarding would-be comic artist Tim, Simon Pegg, a moody and responsibility shy writer Daisy, Jessica Stevenson, who I think yeah, she was in there. I know she was in the Royal Family in a few. She was in quite a few episodes. Yeah, I know. I know she played the character Cheryl. But yeah, but she's in that. And the self-induced lack of success in employment, relationships, and life in general, together with their oddball assortment of friends, neighbors, Marsha, Brian, Mike, and Twist, they exist in a world perched precariously on the edge of normality. So yeah, there's three discs here where I mean they only did two series of it. So disc one, series one, disc two, series two, and then the third one is like bonus materials. So that's that. So yeah, there's like I mean there's like the back of it, so it just like shows you all the characters. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up. I don't think it will. Not that much. It just shows you the characters. So yeah, and there's like all the DVDs. It's I'd have to pick it up like that. So that's what's in there. But yeah, I remember really enjoying this show. But like I say, I have not watched it in a long time. So looking forward to watching that again. So anyway, I was hoping to talk about a few more things, but I mean, I was hoping to have a few more things to talk about, but I can't really think of anything else at this moment. Until then, I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you very soon. And take care.